Hello everyone, welcome once again. Today we are going to study a new chapter of 9th standard, that is diversity in living organism. First of all, we need to know about diversity. Diversity is the word we can say a lot of species. So if we talk about earth, a lot of species, or we can say lakhs of species are there, different types of organisms are there. So if we talk about living organisms, we have different characteristics. So there is a large diversity of living organisms on our planet. Each organism is different from all other organisms. The presence of various forms of plants and animals is known as diversity. The different types of plants which are present here, the different types of animals which are present on our earth, it leads to the diversity. Greek thinker Aristotle classified animal according to whether they live on land, in water or air. One scientist, Aristotle, he has classified it on the basis of whether the plants or animals they live on land. If they live on land, they are called terrestrial. If they live in water, they are called aquatic. If they live in air, they are called arboreal. So these are the different categories which are made by Aristotle. This classification is landmark in ideology, but it has limitation because all the organisms we cannot define them in these three aspects. So for example, animal that live in sea includes corals, whales, octopus, starfish and shark. In fact, they are different from each other. They all live in the water, but still they are very much different from each other. Now, how they are classified? The classification and evolution. Organisms are classified based on their body design. They are classified on the basis of their design of their body, hierarchy in development, how they are developed, relation to evolution, how they are related to evolution. And if the word comes evolution, then how can we forget about Charles Darwin, who is called father of evolution. He was the first who described the idea of evolution in 1859. The Origin of Species is a book written by Charles Darwin. After that comes the biologists such as Haeckel, Whittaker, Carl Woese. They try to classify all the organisms in different kingdoms. The Whittaker proposed 5 kingdoms. 5 kingdoms are proposed by Whittaker, that is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia and Archaebacteria or Eubacteria. These all are the these are the 5 different categories in which the organisms are being categorized. So next is hierarchy of classification. Linnaeus system of classification. How Linnaeus classified? He has classified in different kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. If we talk about this, how could we do it? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. So we could have a trick of this so that we could define it. The largest is kingdom. After that comes phylum. After that comes class. After that comes order. Order, then family, and then comes genus and lastly species. So we can make a trick to remember this. The largest one is kingdom. The smallest category is species. So a king, we can just remember it with a trick. King plays chess on fiber made of green silk. King plays chess on fiber made of silk. Green fiber made up of silk. Now, that's a trick how we can remember. The largest category is kingdom and the smallest is species. So we need to just remember the king plays chess on fiber made of green silk. That's it. After that, let's start with the first kingdom, that is Monera. Monera, they are unicellular. Monera is unicellular as well as prokaryotic and Prokaryotic means they do not have defined nucleus. The nucleus is not well defined in case of prokaryotic, whereas in case of eukaryotic, nucleus is well defined. The cell wall may or may not be present. The mode of nutrition is autotrophic. They could synthesize their own food, or they could be heterotrophic. For example, bacteria and Anabaena. Bacteria and Anabaena, these are the example of Monera. After that comes Protista. Protista is different from Monera. Like Protista, they are unicellular, but Monera was prokaryotic, whereas Protista are eukaryotic organisms. If they are eukaryotic, that means they have a well-defined nucleus present with them. The body is covered with cilia, flagella for locomotion. Cilia and flagella is for locomotion. Cilia helps in locomotion, whereas flagella helps in locomotion as well as trapping the food. The mode of nutrition is autotrophic or heterotrophic. So how Monera and Protista is different? It is different on the basis of prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Otherwise, they are similar. And in case of Protista, cilia and flagella are present. But Monera and Protista, they both could be heterotrophic or autotrophic. After that comes fungi. Fungi, these are the multicellular. Before fungi, Protista and Monera, they were unicellular. But fungi, they are multicellular as well as eukaryotic with cell wall made up of chitin. The cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin. It has cell wall. It is eukaryotic. It is multicellular. They do not perform photosynthesis. They are not able to perform photosynthesis. That means they are all heterotrophic or saprophytic. They could be heterotrophic or saprophytic. Up, let's know about saprophytic. Saprophytic organisms are those which used to feed dead and decaying organic matter. The organism which used to feed dead and decaying organic matter, they are called saprophytic. They used to clean our environment. So, right, that is, they are multicellular, they are eukaryotic, they have cell wall which is made up of chitin. They are not able to perform photosynthesis. They are saprophytic. For example, Aspergillus, Penicillium, mushroom, rhizopus, fungi. They are fungi and algae. They live in a relationship that is called symbiotic relationship. Fungi and algae, they together called lichens. Lichens include fungi and algae. Fungi just provide the different water and other nutrients to algae, whereas algae provide fungi food. So this is how they live in symbiotic relationship. They are dependent on one another for different needs. Next one is Plantae. Plantae, these are the multicellular eukaryotic organisms, plants. Plantae we can consider with plants. They are multicellular, they are eukaryotic, where as well as they have cell wall which is made up of cellulose. The cell wall in case of fungi, it was made up of chitin, whereas if we talk about cell wall of Plantae, it is made up of cellulose. They are able to perform photosynthesis. That means they are autotrophic, whereas fungi, they were only heterotrophic. Monera and Protista, they were autotrophic as well as heterotroph. For example, rice and wheat. After that comes Animalia. Animalia, these are the multicellular eukaryotic organisms. Animalia में organisms, they will be multicellular as well as eukaryotic, and they do not have cell wall like plants and fungi. They are not able to perform photosynthesis. That means they are heterotrophic. For example, human beings and other animals. So this is what the different kingdoms and phylums, they are categorized. So for more details, stay connected to my channel. You can contact me through my channel for the detailed study of the chapter. Thank you and have a good day to all of you.